Welcome to our countdown of the 10 scariest things to see in morgues and hospitals. Brace yourself for a spine-chilling journey through the eerie and the unknown. Hospitals, those beacons of hope and healing, can also be places of profound mystery and unsettling occurrences. In the hushed corridors and dimly lit rooms where life and death hang in the balance, another world seems to stir. A world where the veil between the living and the departed can feel terrifyingly thin. Join us, if you dare, as we venture into the heart of these medical labyrinths to uncover the chilling tales and unsettling phenomena that have haunted staff and patients alike. These are the stories that will make your skin crawl and leave you questioning the very nature of reality. Imagine, if you will, the dead of night. A lone nurse makes her rounds, a sense of unease settling in the pit of her stomach. As she passes the darkened doorway of room 312, a chill runs down her spine. For a fleeting moment, she could swear she saw a figure standing there. A tall, gaunt figure in a white coat, its features obscured by shadow. She blinks and it's gone. But the feeling of dread lingers, a ghostly residue in the air. Such apparitions are not uncommon in these hallowed halls. Witnesses describe seeing spectral doctors and nurses, their presence a haunting reminder of lives lost and sacrifices made within these very walls. Some say these ghostly figures are merely echoes of the past, imprints of powerful emotions etched into the very fabric of the building. Others believe they are something more, restless spirits unable to find peace, forever bound to the place where they drew their final breath. Whatever their true nature, these ghostly apparitions serve as a chilling reminder that in these places where life and death are constant companions, the line between the two can become blurred, leaving us questioning what is real and what lies beyond our understanding. The silence of a hospital at night can be deafening, but sometimes that silence is broken by sounds that defy explanation. A disembodied moan echoing from an empty room, footsteps padding softly down a deserted corridor, the clatter of medical instruments seemingly moving on their own. These are the unexplained noises that plague hospitals after dark, sending shivers down the spines of even the most seasoned medical professionals. Some attribute these eerie sounds to the building settling or faulty wiring, but others believe they are something far more sinister. Could it be the whispers of spirits trying to communicate with the living? Or perhaps the residual energy of traumatic events playing out again and again? Whatever the source, these unexplained noises serve as a constant reminder that within these walls, we are not alone. Have you ever walked into a room and felt a sudden chill? A pocket of icy air that seems to cling to you like a shroud? In hospitals, these cold spots are often attributed to drafts or faulty thermostats. But what if there's something more to it? Many believe that cold spots are areas of intense paranormal activity, where the veil between the living and the dead is at its thinnest. It is said that spirits, being composed of energy, can draw heat from their surroundings, creating these pockets of unnatural cold. Nurses and doctors have reported feeling sudden drops in temperature near patients who are close to death, as if the Grim Reaper himself were casting a chilling shadow over them. Whether you believe in the paranormal or not, there's no denying the unsettling feeling of encountering a cold spot, especially within the walls of a hospital, where life and death are in constant flux. In the sterile and controlled environment of a hospital, objects rarely move on their own. And yet, there have been countless reports of medical equipment mysteriously falling to the floor, wheelchairs rolling down hallways unattended, and even gurneys appearing to move by themselves. These are not isolated incidents, they are recurring phenomena that have baffled staff and patients alike, defying logical explanation. Some believe these moving objects are the work of mischievous spirits, toying with the living and reveling in the chaos they create. Others speculate that these objects are being manipulated by unseen forces, perhaps residual energy from traumatic events that unfolded in those very spots. Whatever the cause, the sight of an object moving on its own is enough to send shivers down the spine, especially within the confines of a hospital where the line between the living and the dead can feel all too thin. The human eye is drawn to movement, especially in the periphery of our vision. But what happens when those fleeting glimpses of movement reveal something truly unsettling? Something that seems to vanish as quickly as it appears? These are the shadow figures that haunt hospitals, lurking in the corners of our vision, always just out of focus, Some dismiss them as tricks of the light or figments of our imagination, but others believe they are something far more sinister. Could these shadow figures be interdimensional beings passing through our reality for a fleeting moment? Or are they the remnants of souls who have not yet crossed over, trapped in a shadowy realm between life and death? Whatever their true nature, shadow figures serve as a chilling reminder that in the world of the paranormal, not everything is as it seems. Our sense of smell is one of the most powerful triggers of memory and emotion. But what happens when we encounter smells that have no earthly source? In hospitals, where the scent of antiseptic and illness is all too familiar, phantom smells can be particularly unsettling. Witnesses have reported smelling everything from the sweet aroma of flowers to the pungent odor of decay, often in areas where there is no logical explanation for such scents. Some believe these phantom smells are the lingering presence of spirits, their essence clinging to the air like perfume. Others speculate that these odors are psychic impressions, echoes of past events that have left an indelible mark on the environment. Whatever the cause, phantom smells serve as a chilling reminder that our senses can be deceived, and that sometimes the most unsettling experiences are those that defy rational explanation. In the dead of night, when the hospital is shrouded in darkness, even the faintest flicker of light can catch our attention. But what happens when those lights seem to move with a mind of their own, defying the laws of physics and logic? These are the eerie lights that have been reported in hospitals around the world, orbs of light that dance and flicker, casting an otherworldly glow on the sterile surroundings. Some believe these lights are the manifestation of spirits, their energy taking on a visible form. Others speculate that these lights are a form of ball lightning, a rare and poorly understood phenomenon that occurs during thunderstorms. Whatever their true nature, eerie lights serve as a reminder that there are forces at work in the universe that we do not fully comprehend, forces that can manifest in strange and unsettling ways. Imagine the feeling of a hand on your shoulder, a gentle touch on your arm, but when you turn to see who's there, you find yourself utterly alone. These are the unseen touches that have been reported in hospitals, sending chills down the spines of even the most skeptical observers. Some believe these unseen touches are the work of mischievous spirits, toying with the living and reveling in the fear they evoke. Others speculate that these touches are a form of psychokinesis, the ability to move objects with the mind. Whatever the cause, the sensation of being touched by an unseen hand is a deeply unsettling experience, one that leaves us questioning the very nature of reality. In a place where the veil between the living and the dead can feel all too thin, it's easy to imagine that these unseen touches are the ghostly remnants of those who have passed on, reaching out from beyond the grave. Silence. It's a precious commodity in a bustling hospital. But sometimes that silence is broken by the unmistakable sound of footsteps. Footsteps that echo down empty corridors, footsteps that seem to follow you, footsteps that stop abruptly outside your door. These are the mysterious footsteps that have haunted hospitals for centuries, leaving staff and patients alike with a sense of unease. Some dismiss them as the sounds of the building settling or the distant clatter of carts being wheeled down hallways. But others believe they are something far more sinister. Could these footsteps belong to the spirits of former patients, forever wandering the halls in search of peace? Or are they the echoes of footsteps from a time long past, imprinted on the very fabric of the building? Whatever the explanation, the sound of mysterious footsteps is enough to send shivers down the spine, especially in the dead of night, when the hospital is at its most vulnerable. Dolls. They're meant to be symbols of innocence and childhood joy, but in the sterile and often unsettling environment of a hospital, dolls can take on a more sinister air. Perhaps it's their unblinking eyes, their vacant stares, or the way their limbs seem to move ever so slightly in the breeze. Whatever the reason, creepy dolls have become a staple of hospital horror stories, their presence enough to send shivers down the spines of even the most hardened medical professionals. Some believe these dolls are haunted by the spirits of children who have passed away within the hospital walls, their souls seeking solace in these familiar objects. Others speculate that the dolls are merely conduits for negative energy, absorbing the fear and sadness that permeate these places of healing and loss. Whatever the explanation, Creepy dolls serve as a chilling reminder that even the most innocuous objects can become vessels for the unexplained, their presence a constant source of unease in an already unsettling environment. Thank you for joining us on this terrifying tour of the scariest things to see in morgues and hospitals. We've journeyed into the heart of these medical labyrinths, exploring the chilling tales and unsettling phenomena that have haunted staff and patients alike. From ghostly apparitions to unexplained noises, we've uncovered the eerie side of these places where life and death are in constant flux. We've learned that even in the most sterile and controlled environments, there are forces at work that we do not fully comprehend. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more spine-tingling content. And the next time you find yourself in a hospital late at night, listen closely. You never know what might be lurking just beyond your field of vision.